Peter died in Peoria in the American state of Illinois on the 24th of March this year. He was 58 years old. Peter's important merit is that he has informed hundreds of families from overseas about circumstances and places of death of beloved ones who lost their lives during bomber crashes. These families had received no information about that before. Most contacts resulted in the visit of families from overseas to our region and to other places in Belgium. They visited the crashed sites and the war graves at the British military cemeteries. At several places, as at Hamont-Achel, memorial plaquettes for the killed airmen of the Royal Air Force and for Allied Army troops were unveiled on his initiative.
Mogen we vragen aan mevrouw Amanda Rowlands, eerste secretaris van de Australische ambassade te Brussel, om het woord tot ons te richten. May we ask Ms. Amanda Rowlands to speak to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to join you today to commemorate the bravery and sacrifice of my countrymen, Flying Officer Bruce Meiklejohn, who died in the crash of the Sterling bomber in Achel on the 22nd of June 1943. At this time, I would also like to remember the bravery and the service of the Sterling bomber's crew and the sacrifice of navigator Charles Redwood from New Zealand. Together they, like so many of their brothers and sisters in arms, set an extraordinary example for us all. They demonstrated incredible bravery and selflessness under circumstances few of us could ever possibly imagine. When faced with an unenviable choice, Flying Officer Meiklejohn put the safety and welfare of others above himself, an act that was made even more impressive by his very young years, and the fact that some of those he saved he did not know, and some of those he saved he would never know. Few of us will realize in a lifetime the courage that Flying Officer Meiklejohn demonstrated in just 23 years. The challenges of war called on ordinary people to perform extraordinary feats. Flying Officer Meiklejohn's hometown of Wagga Wagga, or Wagga as Australians like to call it, has a proud military tradition. Home to not only the three Meiklejohn brothers, each of whom served in one service during the war, Wagga was also the birthplace of one of Australia's most famous military leaders, Sir Thomas Blamey, who was the only Australian ever to receive the rank of Field Marshal. The nominal roll at the Australian War Memorial in Canberra lists the names of more than 3,200 men and women from this one small town who served their country during World War II. Many more, like Flying Officer Meiklejohn, served in other Allied forces. Unfortunately, the fog of war means that the extraordinary feats performed by many of these brave people will never be fully known or commemorated. It is on behalf of Dr. Brendan Nelson, the Australian Ambassador, and all Australians, that I thank René, Jean-Pierre, Fiat, Kun, and the people of Hamont-Achel for all of their efforts to make sure Flying Officer Meiklejohn's service will never be forgotten, and that he will continue to serve as an example for us all.